why perspective of an employer changes when an employee resigns. The worst is that employee is treated as enemy, and many a times one leaves at bad note. How far do you consider it's valid?
Primarily, I consider that resignation is a very difficult decision that one has to take as an employee. Because when one resigns, it has long, thorough evaluation when one decides. And resignation could be short term, it could be planned resignation, it could be unplanned. And when it's unplanned, it could be triggered by several unheard incidents, and that has led a person to get the resign done. And yes, once a person resigns, this enemy treatment is really bad. And I have seen that in education sector when one comes to resignation. It's a very emotional decision that one takes, and if it comes with a very well planned notice period and all, it means we must understand that this person has got second plan as well. So short term resignations or triggered resignations, they are the red flags actually for an organization, and if they are coming from more than one person, then we have to consider that we have to mend our work style and the organization culture, because there is something wrong that is not visible at the moment, but that is, discarding the overall harmony of the organization. And I consider that it is like termites in the system. So there are several reasons when a person decides to resign. It could be personal growth. A person needs that I have got a certain set of skills and I need more, and I want career advancement. There are changing circumstances. For example, in the personal life, getting married, person needs more money, and in the current organization, it is not practically possible. So it could be there. And also sometimes employees get negative feelings towards the employer as well. And then career alignment is another reason when a person decides. Showcasing commitment to the personal development, sometimes it dominates, so it is there. And better opportunities are there because now people are much more exposed to information, so they have already enrolled themselves to certain portals where they're getting regular updates of the better opportunities. And if one gets the opportunity and wants to avail, it is nothing wrong in it. And then company changes. Yes, these changes, sometimes employees' goals are not met with the new changes. So yes, it may also lead to resignation. But if one is going planned again, with the planned notice period and delegating duties and all, then it must be respected. Because change in organization is also very mandatory, because with time we need to change, because if we are not changing, then end of the day the company's existence is under question. So sometimes few people, they need work-life balance, they are overdoing, and for certain set of time they need some rest, they want some space from all this hustle and bustle. So that is also one of the reason that people come for resignation. Yes, few people consider that, yes, I have worked for this number of years and now I need retirement. It could be at any age. It is not that it is 58, 60 or 70. It could be at the early or the young age as well. So if someone decides that, yes, okay, I want to take some rest, or I want to retire now, I have done enough. So that's why also they have the choice for getting the resignations done. And few people consider that, if I've been much more educated, or if I do masters in particular thing, or if I do doctorate, then I can increase my salary perspectives and my status as well. So educational pursuits could be the reason for resignation. And then few people are under contract and they are doing their self-evaluations as well, and they consider that I'm not getting enough support or hand-holding, or if even my skills are not that very getting brushed up. So, and they consider that now I'm on contract, I can lose my job. So for the safety side also they resign. And then there is a big diversity in career path now. Now you can see that several people from education sector, they have started second businesses, and the businesses were successful, and they have left their immediate job roles in education. So we can consider that now the diversity, it could be the reason for resignation. And yes, the way the rules and the regulations got relaxed, so now the entrepreneurship is also one of the very lucrative decision that most of the people are taking. Some are moving towards starting their language schools, some are moving towards deciding and challenging their fate in another sort of career path, counseling, consultation. There are several opportunities that have been opened up, and people are trying. So because of these 10 to 11 reasons, the resignation could be there, and it could be planned. I repeat, it could be planned or unplanned. And when it is unplanned, then it means it is not the problem of the employee, it is the employer who needs to re-access their organization culture and the things, because sometimes few things get blurred. And even I have seen in my experiences, because being into the education consultant for skills, I have seen that such kind of things happen, that managements are with some different opinion, and the employee is at different page, and the middle person, they could be either, and they have created some another scene or description of the picture, and that is resulting into the triggered resignation, and that should be taken very seriously. So now when employee resigns, why employer gets so negative? Why bad mouthing about the employee? Because if employee has spent a certain set of years in the organization, and there might be several ups and downs where both the parties, they have shared together, they have come out successfully. So why this resignation turns people perspective that now this is the person is enemy, and lots of bad mouthing. Even I have seen that the people, for example, if a school leader is resigning, then I have seen that the person who is next in power, that person use fake documents to malignate the image of the person who is there for service of the people, so that that person with the shortcut could erase the good and positive image of the person who was in the leadership role before resignation, and so that in one way or the other way that person is fetching some benefits. So it is employee and the employer. When it comes to this thing, then there must not be the third party, and I think the things could get much better, and relationship is much better nourished, because if a person is resigning from one organization and moving to another organization or another field, it means that that organization is also expanding in another way. So rather treating employees negatively, I think some respect must be shown towards them, that yes, now you're leaving the organization because of the one reason or the another, but yes, the relationship should not end with this partnership, end of this partnership. And it is there, but unfortunately it is not happening. It is so minimal, so much feed is being given to the negativity. So when an employee resigns, so employer's perspective could undergo several changes due to certain things. For example, loss of skill set, because when an employee leaves, certain set of skills also leave the organization, and it's a loss. And then day-to-day operations, they get disrupted till the next one is replaced. And yes, employer has invested a lot in training and get the people trained and all, so that investment is lost. And yes, when one person leaves, the dynamics of the team, they change, because there must be changes in the collaboration and the communication patterns among the remaining team members. And unfortunately, I have seen when one person resigns from the team, another people are snubbed. They've been treated badly, so that fear is created so that they must not leave. But sometimes it backfires the organization, and really it's a serious concern, and it's a long topic of discussion. I think it takes another sort of separate set of I consider interview or a program where we will be discussing this resignation in detail. And then obviously client relationship, for example, the employee, because in education sector, each and every person involved in the organization is involved with the customer care, because directly or indirectly they are interacting with the parents in one way or the another way, and this relationship hampers. And then if a person leaves on a negative note and being fed negative once that person leaves, so obviously that time the person is related with the clients as well. So if unfortunately if a client contacts that person who is at the negative note because organization has treated them as an enemy when they left, so obviously client will get suffered. So it's a huge big responsibility on the shoulder of the employer and the employees both. I consider that at least the relationship must remain harmonious when one is parting from the organization. It must not end up abruptly with hatred, with bad mouthing or something else. So always there are opportunities for improvement. So organization must have a word with the employee, and that we need your feedback so that we can improve, and another people must not leave the organization once they have joined, and we all must grow together. But again, we cannot 100% avoid resignations, but the way we treat resignations, that thing could be worked upon, and really it can create a very progressive niche. Because again, I consider that resignation, though we consider that the employee is getting more benefits after resignation because they are resigning for the better perspectives. No, it is the employer is also getting free expansion and free symbiotic collaboration with the new niche where the employee has gone. So if the things are happening at a good note, and I really consider that things could go better, because I've seen because while I'm doing the counseling with the principals, with the teachers, and even the managements, that how could the harmonious environment could be created. Because creating culture, I have really worked in depth for this thing. And while we are creating harmonious culture, it doesn't mean that we are taking selfies, we are doing some high tea parties and all those things, or trips. It is more about understanding each other and respecting each other's decisions. So it is more about protecting each other skill set, protecting each other well-being, protecting each other's growth as well. So if you can't provide a growth, let them go somewhere else and grow. Because end of the day, when the person is successful, they always remember the journey from where they started and how the things went well, what were the good things that happened and what were the wrong things that held the person back. So it is there. So I consider that resignation is an opportunity. It is not something that is treated where one person is playing as a victim, or we are showcasing that the person who is leaving enemy. So it's an opportunity, and each and every employer or employee, they must utilize this opportunity in a better way. So, and we can create healthy organizations.